It was good, YouTube. So today is how I lost $160 trading on NASDAQ. So basically, going into the day, it's pretty interesting day, I would say. Had a lot of movement down on pre-market. So I'll just delete this for now. Ooh. A lot of pre-market movement. So we already had like 1,000 ticks of movement down in pre-market, which is not very typical. That's almost the entire move for the day on the previous day. And then the day before that was more of a move. So a pretty big dump to the downside on pre-market. And like compared to London and Asian, it's the pre-market session first hour was more than either session. So that was pretty interesting. So with that in mind, we just came down, took some sweeps. Did not sweep New York lows on NASDAQ, but we did on ES. Okay, so we have an SMT from that. And we have some targets, very close targets to the upside. So I was really bullish for the day. And I was hoping this would play out. It obviously did not play out very well today. So basically going in, usually I'm looking for a sweep to the downside, and the only real sweep we have is the 15-minute low or the previous the session low, basically. So I was kind of wanting this to be swept, but at the same time I'm also looking like, so going in we had a couple up candles, so it was looking pretty bullish right away. So I was thinking at that point, because we already got these sweeps on pre-market, I was going to be fine with just kind of taking that as the sweep after market open, but just having a little early. And then from that point, just waiting for the 5-minute retrace because it already broke structure by inversing this fair value gap right here. So already bullish on the 5-minute, just looking for a 5-minute retrace. Basically, it's kind of like my typical setup. I'm just in that case using the pre-market sweep as the market open sweep instead. So we got that break, looking for a 5-minute retrace into equilibrium. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, so we did tap it right here. We inversed the gap and then tap back into the gap and then touched equilibrium. So I used that as my entry. And then the break of structure, or the inverse, I would say, it also broke structure. It was a huge candle up. So I wasn't trying to enter here with my stop all the way down here. That would have been just too big. So instead, I entered, I think I had like a limit order set for equilibrium on this. So something like that. And then I had my stop actually under the fair value gap, inverse fair value gap right there. And then target, my first target was just hourly equilibrium, because who knows if it wants to retrace to that and then turn around. And then take profit 2 would have been the session high. So that was a better draw. So 1.8 for the first take profit. That's fine. That's it within my typical kind of boundary of where I want to be anyways. So after entering, just kind of screwed around for a little while. Tapped the stop loss, stopped me out right there within a couple of minutes, 8 minutes or so. And then from there, just kind of screwed around even more. Came up, thought we're gonna go back up. No, come back down and sweep that out. So it was just pretty choppy. And like even after that, we just kind of screwed around and then we went to the downside. So the bias was actually bearish for the day afterwards. But for me, if I was bearish, there would have been no entry for me. I mean, yes, we came into like 15-minute equilibrium in this range, but and that's not my strategy. I would need a sweep to the upside. There was no 15 minutes, 15-minute highs for me to sweep, except for like the targets that I would have had anyways. So really, there would have been no trade for me if I was bearish, and I was definitely bullish today from all these sweeps, like sweep, 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 tons of sweeps on pre-market. Even ES swept this. I think ES even swept this where this is now. So tons of sweeps to the downside. So I think we're going to go up. Obviously did not happen. This week has been really bad price action wise. Monday was a loss, if I can remember. No, Monday was a loss. Monday was a loss from bad price action as well. And then Tuesday was no trade, just terrible price action. So it's been very slow this week. We did have FOMC and a different news folder at 1 o'clock. So that could have been why the market was, at least for today, the market was moving down and not giving too much until that comes out, and then it might rip up or something like that. I didn't really look into what the market looked like afterwards. 1 o'clock. No, we just tanked. Okay. So yeah, very big move on the day. 2,000 ticks is pretty big. But did not get any sort of entry to the upside that I wanted. I'm fine with this loss, and it was only a $160 loss. It worked out for me today, but it's unfortunate because the trade copier had a little bit of a bug, and I had to basically re-add my contracts, and it only copied to one account, not to both accounts. So instead of the tip, I was planning on risking around 600 to 650 today, and I only took a loss of $160 instead. So I mean, it worked out for me today. It'd be really unfortunate if this if this trade hit, and I ended up only hitting on $160 risk instead of the 600. So that's basically it for today. Not a whole lot to talk about, honestly. It's just kind of one of those variance losses. It's not like I did anything wrong. I did do the different entry of taking the pre-market sweep instead of the market open sweep, which I've seen happen before and work out. So that's why I was willing to take it. It just didn't obviously work out, and at that point there would have been no really entry for me. So that's it for today. Yeah, I guess it's just a pretty good lesson to learn about being okay with losses. We got 2 losses this week, no wins yet, but that's okay. That's what happened last week. We took 2 losses. They were 2 full risk size losses, and then the 1 win made up for both losses and some. So we profited on the week after that. So I'm assuming that might happen with this week as well. Today was pretty news heavy, and the next 2 days are very light on news. So I'm excited to see what opportunity that brings. Hopefully, with all these moves down, all this liquidity being swept, depending on what London and Asian do, maybe we'll come all the way up and take some of these draws out that I was hoping to get hit. Because this is just tons of liquidity. We have probably 10 draws that have been taken out just on the one day. So I'm assuming we're going to be taking some moves up tomorrow. So we'll see what happens exactly with that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Hold it.